Fáilte. Welcome to Folklore Friday. This one's going out a little bit early because I'm going to be traveling tomorrow for a funeral, but I wanted to share some fairy stories with you from Ireland this week, as we do most weeks, fairy or folklore. So we're on the duchas.ie website here. You can see it on screen. We've actually got 3 short little ones, and we're looking this week at the penalties for messing with the fairies, basically, or for disrespecting the fairies. And this kind of comes on the back of, well, a lot of things really. But myself and the author, Morgan Daimler, had a very, very long chat. It ended up running over 2 hours, which was great and very interesting for us and hopefully for you as well. So basically, it's a free class on how to stay safe when working with the gods and the fairies in the Irish pagan tradition. So I will share the link to that video at the end of this, and you can subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and all the rest of it, and you will get all sorts of good stuff like that on a regular basis. And do sign up if you want to partake live in that. That was a live access class which we recorded, which went on YouTube later. So if you want to partake live in those kind of chats and get your questions answered on the regular by myself and other experts in Irish pagan traditions, then join my mailing list or my Patreon, and the links to all that is below. So do all that good stuff and you will know a lot more about the Irish pagan traditions than you have previously. So on that note, we are going to look at, as I said, 3 different short little excerpts on the bad things that can happen when you mess with the fairies in Ireland. So here we are from Sligo, Ross's Point in County Sligo. And the story goes, it's called The Fairy Fort, the penalty of cutting a fairy fort. So once upon a time, in years gone by, a fairy played mysterious tricks on a farmer in the nearby village. The farmer had 3 cows and a pig with some little ones near his house. And near his house stood a fort. The farmer was on edge to cut the fort away, so he started one day to do so. And that night, one of the cows took sick and died, and so on until the pig and her 5 little ones died as well. But the farmer was a headstrong man and would not give in to the fairies. Okay. And his wife was in an awful state about it, till an old beggar woman / witch came around, and she asked what was all the trouble. So the farmer's wife told the tale. And then, I'm just going to swap pages. Farmer's wife told the tale. Then the old woman told her to get her husband to put the trees or the bushes back, and their luck would change. And so he did one night. Obviously, his wife was quite persuasive, so he did put them back, and they prospered afterwards. So we're not even talking in this story about cutting out the fort or like putting iron into the fort or any of that kind of heinous crime. We're literally talking about cutting back the bushes that grow on the fairy fort. And the fairy fort is a kind of a general catch-all term for anything that might have ancestral or sacred, an archaeological monument that might have ancestral or sacred history to it, and inhabitants in it, possibly. So that's from Sligo. And Sligo, for anybody who doesn't know, is kind of up in the northwest of Ireland. So we are going to go to the Midlands next, and this is another penalty. And this one is the penalty for watching a fairy dance. So it's not even like messing with their property. The disrespect can kind of carry on through to anything really that interferes with them. So they're going about their business, and they have their own concerns and their own ways and means of doing things and all the rest of it. And if human beings are deemed to be like getting involved in their business or watching things or being rude, I mean, if there was people having a private party and you just kind of decided that you could just watch them, if they were in their house or whatever, and you decided that you could just watch them, then that would be deemed as rude. And the fairies kind of do the same. So this one is from County Tipperary, as I said, down in the Midlands, from Nina, County Tipperary. So one night when a man was going home from market, he had to pass by a gate, As he was passing it, he heard very sweet music. On going over to the gate, he said a number of fairies, I presume that's saw. On going over to the gate, he saw a number of fairies dancing in the field, and he watched them for hours. When he went home, his leg began to swell, and after a few days his leg burst, and from that day to this he is lame, and his leg is a great trouble to him. It is said you should never watch fairies, and that is what happened to him. So in our video, we did actually talk quite significantly, and that was actually where it started, where working with the gods or the fairies has, you know, a physical, is a physical detriment to you, that there are things that happen physically that, you know, that manifest physically that are kind of inexplicable. So that is very much a strong part of the Irish fairy tradition, that they can physically interfere with you and physically affect you if you disrespect them or do anything wrong in that way. So this one is also from Nina in County Tipperary, same collector here, I believe, Nora Keogh, age 12 at the time, from St. Patrick's Terrace in County Tipperary, and her informant was Mrs. Keogh, who would be either her mother or grandmother, I'd say. So the story that she got was the thorn from a fairy fort. And one day when a man was cutting his hedge, a little fairy man came up to him and told him not to cut it because it was joined to the fairy fort. The man said he would cut it because it was he who owned it. And as he was cutting it, a thorn flew from the hedge and stuck in his eye. And after a short time, it got blind, and from the badness of that eye, his 2 eyes got stone blind. And again, in our video, we do have a story from Mórrígan about an eye complaint that happened. So do watch it to find that out. I'm smiling, it's not actually funny. It wasn't a thorn in the eye. I myself have had blackthorn that have gone in and festered. Now, I wasn't trying to cut a fairy tree or a fairy bush at the time, but all of this is very, very common. I mean, these are just 3 random examples I was able to pick from the multitude of examples that are here on the duchas.ie website. And I will put a link to all these individual source stories down in the description box if you want to go and have a look yourself. And it all kind of adds up to a very, very clear and very strong message that we don't mess with the fairies in Ireland. And the fairies are not, if you believe in them, if you believe that they are real, that they have their, you know, that they are autonomous beings that are separate from you. I know a lot of the discussion around after that video was released has been around certain pagan authors who have claimed that you can just like create a fairy, and they're obviously getting certain ritual magic techniques mixed up in their cultural appropriation of Irish fairy lore, or Scottish or Celtic fairy lore generally, or I suppose from other cultures. We're not the only ones who have the fairies, and it's just it's wrong. I mean, if you're working with the Irish pagan tradition, then you have to actually look at what the Irish people have believed for countless generations about how there is evidence there, it is a living tradition about how we interact with the fairies. I was watching a Michael Fortune video there. He just uploaded a load of videos to his YouTube channel, so do go and check that out. But I was watching, Michael Fortune, is an Irish fairy and folklore collector who goes around and interviews people all over the country. And he put one up there where they were clearing what I think is so a local community group was clearing what I think is a killing and possibly a grave site, which would have, an unbaptized baby. We had a very strong, this is a whole other story, we had a very strong belief in the Catholic Church here in Ireland that if somebody was unbaptized or died by suicide, that they didn't deserve, or they weren't allowed to have, hence they didn't deserve proper Catholic burials. So that was kind of your only option here in Ireland for a very, very long time. So a lot of families who had miscarriages or stillbirths were stuck with bodies of children that they loved and wanted, that they had nowhere to bury. So within communities, probably within every community, there was a certain designated kind of spot that was not owned or in any way connected to the Catholic Church. And a lot of the places around the country, they would have been, you know, had those fairy associations or the old ancestral or pagan associations, and are indeed in very, very sacred and magical spots. And this guy was in charge of clearing one of these. He didn't mention Killeen, but I'm presuming that that's what it was from what he was saying. But he had a series of unfortunate events, and he was just putting it down to the fairies. And this is 2019, this is February in County Carlow. So that's my point. This is a living tradition, and people are still aware of it. People are still connected to it here in Ireland. So be very careful if you're outside Ireland. Please be very careful about presumption and entitlement around misunderstanding what the Irish fairy and folklore traditions are. And I mean, you're definitely doing the right things by watching videos like this, and do go and look up Michael Fortune stuff and Eddie Lenihan stuff. And you know, there is information. Go and read the Dukas website, and you will get to know the tradition for yourself. And if at that point then you decide that you want to have a working relationship with the She or the fairies of Ireland, then on your own head be it, basically. I would also suggest go and watch that video, and like I said, I will put a link to that at the end of this video. So Gura Mágat and Slán go Fóill, and I'll see you back here next Friday for more folklore and fairy traditions. And in the meantime, there's going to be other stuff on the blog, there's going to be other stuff on the YouTube channel. So subscribe to the mailing list, and email resources, emails that go out every week as well. So do subscribe. Oh, and Morgan Daimler is teaching a class at the irishpaganschool.com called Pulling the Wings Off Fairies. So I'll put a link to that below as well, and you can go and check that out if you're interested. Okay, Slán go Fóill.